G'day guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to part 3 of our Alliance War highlights for season 39. Now for the first 2 weeks I was actually on path 9, so a lot of Kingpin fights and a few other champions like Omega Red and some other champions I'm forgetting, Nimrod as well, Warlock, maybe not Warlock, but yeah, some cool fights. But actually for the second half of the season I was moved to path 3. For a couple of reasons, but the main reason was I was running out of loyalty, using a lot of potions. So we're on path 3 now, which means we're going to be using Galan a lot more, but also a few other champs. So hope you enjoy it. Hey, so the first fight of War, I think, pretty sure this is War 7. Well, I did actually have like a Guardian like right before this, but that was a Galan fight, which was over in like 10 seconds because it had electrical defense, which is basically the same node as the Battlegrounds victory track this season. But we got a Spidey Supreme here, one of the brand new champions of the game. I have placed a White Max pre-fight on because he does have Masochism over time, granting him 10% health over 10 seconds. And we're going to use Nick Fury here. This is not an ideal counter. I actually took this because I felt like it. We definitely could have had a better counter. I think we had a Spidey 99 lined up as well, but I thought, fuck it, I'll just go in with Nick and a White Max pre-fight, see how we go. Now, obviously, without any tactical charges, we don't have any way to ignore his miss, so we just have to wait that out whenever we do activate it. And our bleeds will obviously activate the Masochism over time. But as long as our stuns don't, that's fine, because I'd rather our stuns just land all the time, and we can do that. But hopefully, the game plan is obviously we want to stack as many bleeds as we can, so Despair can have an effect. I did have an indestructible boost running, but we did lose all of that in a few hits from a combo that we took there to the face. So not ideal. So he throws a special 1 there. I'm pretty confident with Ducks in special 1, not the special 2 though. The special 2 is, I did not want to push him to a special 2 this fight. Obviously we do have the safety net of our second life, but I am actually taking another Nick Fury fight later in the war. So I'd rather I want to have the second life available for that if I can, or the safety net at least. And we did actually push him to special 2 there. So we do have enough tactical charges to ignore the miss, but it's still not great. And we do block the special 2 here. He has 8 Furies though. And that, even through the block, that pushes us well into our second life. So we're slowly degenerating down to the 30% range. We are a SIG 200, so it is a bit slower than a lower SIG obviously, and we do end up finishing the fight, but we did lose our first life, which is not ideal. Yes, here we go. So here we go. So this is a great matchup for Galan. This is a Mysterio on the Buffet over time and Vigorous Assault mini. Now, since Galan is fully immune to the effects of Nullify, he's immune to Buffet. So whenever we trigger our buffs, normally they'd be nullified, of course, every 7 seconds. But with Galan's Nullify immunity, we don't have to worry about that, and that means he's not going to get any regen. There's also the sloped armor node, so each armor up buff that the defender has makes us a 30% chance to glance, but Mysterio doesn't have any natural armor up buffs, so we don't have to worry about that at all. That node is completely irrelevant. So we bait out a special 1 here. We just want to wait that out, the reflection gas, so we don't take any damage back. We throw our harvest at 330, so it takes him most of the way down. That did about half of his health. So I figured that 2 harvests will do the trick here very easily. Probably maybe could have gone for 1 big one, but I thought 2 basically good way to go. Now he does throw a special 2 here. Normally this would power drain us, but we are fully power drain immune, of course. So we I tried to throw the heavy there. I thought I probably shouldn't. I should have just waited out the gas because they did have a chance to miss. I was just feeling a bit impatient there, and we did unfortunately eat a heavy attack. So we did lose a little bit of health to poison, but not actually too much. And we lost a bit more health while we were unstoppable. But that second harvest did finish him off there. Just lost a little bit of health. Okay, so we're on the boss island now. We've got 2 fights ready for us. We've got a first one here is a Stunning Reflection Peni Parker. Polka Power and Stun Vulnerability. Now, Galan is arguably the best Peni Parker counter in the entire game due to his power burn immunity, and is not only that, but his ability to just the way he just benefits off the Fabled power burns. So, yeah, very simple matchup for Galan. Obviously, we won't be able to stun her, like parry stun her, but we can heavy counter her. Oh, that's right. That's right. The game decided to crash in the middle of this fight, so we actually lost an attack bonus. Yeah, not ideal, because it was actually a tight war at this point for this one. And I don't know, for me, it feels like the crashes seem to happen against Peni more often than any other defenders. I don't know if that's the same for anyone else. If it is, let me know. But that I think that was like the second crash that I had against a Peni that week. Like, I don't know what it is with her. The other one wasn't in Alliance War. It was in just in like it might have been even an arena or something, or an event quest. I can't remember. But we did lose half our health from losing that attack bonus, which meant we had to go buy a few more potions. Okay, so now we're ready to do the fight properly. Hopefully this doesn't crash again. Very unlikely now. But yeah, she threw the heavy right at the start. We just want to throw full 5-hit combos. Unfortunately, she clicked us with a heavy there. It did take a full 5-hit combo, of course. They never throw shortened combos. They will go for the full 5-hit combo. But we wanted to push her to a special one as soon as possible, so she did get those spider sense charges. I think it's what they're called. The ones that she has a chance to auto block with. So we throw a heavy there to get us to 420. And then we throw one combo there, 5-10. Want to go for at least another full combo. We obviously can't throw the special one because we don't have any way to get power, because we don't have any damage over time on our basic attacks or our heavy attacks. So we just got to wait it out. Well, not wait it out, just go for small harvests instead of one big one. So we did activate the second harvest there with our heavy attack, and it didn't get as big as quite big as the first one, but it gets us down to 3%, and few more hits will finish her off. We didn't even break her shield once, but Galan just completely destroys her anyway. And then I said before we wanted to keep Nick's second life handy for this, for another fight, and it was this fight. This is a rank 4 Quicksilver on the brute force mini. This is this is actually the main reason why I brought my white Magneto, because we had a spare spot on the team. But this guy does have 20% limber, so having the white mags pre-fight does allow us to bypass that limber with the passive stuns. But we also have a few nodes that can make our life misery. But Nick Fury is, in my opinion, the best counter to Quicksilver in the game, because Quicksilver is an Avenger, so Nick starts with 6 tactical charges, but 12 when he's in his second life, so he's not evading at all. You know, there does come a point when Quicksilver is like immune to any like anti-evade stuff, but by that point he's already dead. And with Nick in his second life, we're just hitting like an absolute monster truck, especially boosted. This is a rank 4 Nick Fury, of course. We counter here with a special 2, and that just completely obliterates him in 30 seconds. Okay, into the next war now, and this is section 1, so this is the electric defense part of part 3. So I did want to show at least one of these fights, because it is fun to see how ridiculously OP Galan is for this node. Obviously, a lot of people have seen this firsthand in Battlegrounds, but yeah, it's present in Alliance War as well. So Super Skrull has very easy access to armor ups, so we're just able to cheese that with Galan. We saw we get up to 400 of our harvest charges just with one combo and a heavy, and then back to 1,000 already. So that fight is done in like 15 seconds. It's ridiculous. And we have a Guardian right after on the shared fight. So this is where that Mystic Spidey was last war. And so yeah, Strike Counter Fury, Masochism over time, and another node I forget. But yeah, we did use a combat regen boost just because we had a few of them. Spaced Armor, that's the other one, right? Not that we care about that node at all, actually. But yeah, Masochism will be a factor here because we don't have a White Max free fight. Or actually, even if we did, it wouldn't affect Galan, I don't think. Oh no, he is metal, right? I can't remember. Anyway, so we just want to basically go for one. Well, we can't really go for one big harvest because of the strike counter nodes. Like we could technically, but I'd rather minimize the amount of furies he does get. But unfortunately, I threw a special one there when we had 800 planetary mass, 850 actually. So we want to activate a Masochism there with a parry, throw a heavy. We're up to 940, and this will finish him off. So yeah, we did end up going for one big harvest, and there we go, 201,000 damage. So we did bring CGR for this war as well, because we've got a few fights that he can do here. And the first one here is node 32, so sloped armor and Shitness Thorns. And also, I didn't realize this war, but I realized in the war after this, that node 32 now has enhanced bleed. Yeah, also known as the anti-Omega Red node, so I'm not making that mistake again. But obviously with Cosmic Ghost Rider, he's fully bleed immune, so we don't have to worry about enhanced bleed at all. And Warlock is an exceptionally simple matchup for Cosmic Ghost Rider. We can just do an easy heavy, medium, light ender combo, medium ender combo, and he pretty much does die, but didn't quite kill him. I don't think we boosted too much for this fight. So we do need a bit more than just one special 2. We're going to go for a second one here. We just want to get a parry here, and then one more 5-hit combo into a special 2. He did actually glance a couple hits to that, but once we got rid of that armor up, we don't have to glance it. We don't need to glance anymore. Yeah, so easy fight for Cosmic Ghost Rider. Okay, so now the section 2 path fight. So this is strike counter, block penetration, and we're going to be using Galan because there is a Nimrod here. So also sloped armor, so each armor up gives us a 30% chance to glance. I don't think he can't actually glance the actual harvest damage, but he can glance our heavy activating our harvest. So we do have to be careful about that. I do start with a heavy just to give us a bit of power because we want to conserve our strike counter charges. I ideally want to throw a special 1 when we doesn't have any block penetration charges. We do give him 1, unfortunately. But we throw a special 1 there to get our initial fury, so the heavy there to activate the harvest. And we do accidentally swipe back a few times. We actually get hit by, or we block part of the special attack, so we do get a bit of shock damage. But we throw another heavy there just to get us up to another bar of power. Throw the special 1 with just under 500 planetary mass. So it didn't quite get him down, but yeah, the plan was always to go for a few small harvests rather than one big one, because that would have given him a lot of block penetration. Now, Galan is a tanky boy, but those block penetration charges can add up, so we don't want to minimize the amount he's getting. Now, I should have thrown a heavy there before throwing that special 1, but unfortunately we didn't. So we want to throw a heavy here before he gets too much health back from the regen. He does throw a special 2 here. He is unstoppable, so we don't want to... Well, we do actually activate the regen again, just so we don't take too much or any shock damage. Do take a bit of shock damage there, but not too much. And we want to throw a special 1 before the harvest ends. We're up to 710 planetary mass, and that does finish him off there. So pretty smooth fight overall, just a bit longer than most Galan fights take. Alright, so now you get to see one of my newest rank 4s in action. Now, I am getting better with this champion, Tigra, but there's still room for improvement, and you'll see that in this fight. I went full ham on the boosts for this Sersi on the recovery mini and safeguard and vigorous assault, because there's plenty of ways we can screw this up. Now, I wanted to start just with parrying, so we don't have to, in case she just throws a heavy at the start and activates the glancing, we want to get the neutralize on before she starts, before she tries to activate the glancing. And we want to obviously keep the neutralize on the whole fight, but unfortunately she throws a heavy right when the neutralize falls off, and out of habit I threw the special 2, but that basically did no damage because she had the glancing up. And it did actually push us back to another special 2, but yeah, it doesn't do much damage when she's glancing pretty much every hit. We do actually get hit by special 2 there because I was just panicking at this point, but that did push us up to a special 3. We actually haven't lost too much health. I can't remember if I put an invulnerability boost on. I might have actually. I can't remember which grade boost I used. But we got the neutralize on now. The glancing can come back on if the neutralize does wear off, and unfortunately she does play a bit passive there, so the neutralize does fall off, but we get it back on. She throws a heavy, we counter with our own heavy, gets us some ruptures. I'm not sure how Tigra can work with Sersi special 2 if she can phase those hits. I'm actually not sure. Tigra players, please let me know. But we go for a special 2 there, and with a few ruptures that does finish her off. So not a clean fight, but it does work. She's a great Sersi counter. Alright, so just got one more fight for you today, guys. This is a Quicksilver on the buffet overtime mini, the one that same as that Mysterio that we had before in the previous war with Galan, but this time we're using Falcon. It is a rank 4 Quicksilver. Our Falcon's only rank 3, so we are punching up here. And we want to activate our lock-on obviously straight away so we can ignore the evade. And we want to play this fight ideally without us dexing in at all. I wasn't ballsy enough to remove dex because that would have been a stupid move, because you know, Quicksilver's animations are very fast, so you can dex out of habit sometimes, like we did there with his heavy attack. I wasn't really sure what to do there with that heavy attack there. There probably was a way I could have prevented him throwing it, but unfortunately we did eat a whole special 2, which was unblockable. There's no way to evade the whole special 2. You do have to block that middle part. There's no way to evade it. So unfortunately we did lose most of our health there, but we do get the lock on again there. Throw a special 1. We want to spam the special 1s just to get the bleed damage in. Block this whole special 1 just so we don't activate the buffet and the regen, and he goes down. So not very clean, but it did work. Okay, so that concludes part 3 of our season 39 of Alliance War highlights. Apologies for the bit of a dry spell with the content on the channel. I do have a few more videos planned for this week. I've got a video, I've got more spot videos coming because the days left for him to come into the featured are they're quickly approaching. His time in the featured is almost here, only 11 days to go. So the hype is definitely starting to build for spot, and I definitely want to reflect that in my channel. I've got some more spot videos planned. I've got an Omega Red video planned. Got some pretty cool stuff with Omega Red, and also I did take up my 13th champion to rank 4 today. That's why I'm not showing you my roster, because I don't want to spoil who it is, but that video is coming soon as well. So hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, let me know what you enjoyed. Let me know how much I suck with Tigra still. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace out, guys.